That's gum. So stupid. Little dinger thing or something. Click all those things. I'm not even gonna think about this. Hey guys, welcome back to the Transformation Church Weekly Follow-Up Podcast. I am your host, Justin Oswald, along with the co-host, Brad Livingston.
Oh, good to be back. Same time. Another week, another sermon, another follow-up podcast.
Yes.
And on the podcast with us, you can hear him, but you can't see him.
Heard, not seen.
The one and only solitaire extraordinaire.
Man.
From down under?
He does
that sounded cooler to me.
He does as little as possible to make his job plausible.
What are we?
As little as possible to make it plausible?
Just as much as possible.
I guess to make it plausible to pay me? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Make it plausible that he comes back tomorrow.
There's always that. No.
Just kidding, John. We love you. Welcome back to another episode.
It's been a couple weeks.
It has been a couple weeks, hasn't it? It's been a lot going on, man.
I love our weekly podcast. Is oftentimes semi-weekly.
It's sometimes monthly.
Bi-weekly. Yeah. Almost annually, occasionally. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
well, you know.
We did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of traveling there for like 2 weeks. Part of it was with you. We were in Phoenix.
I mean, we've been back since then, right? Have we been on the podcast since then?
No.
Oh, we haven't?
No. Because then I went to Destin the next week.
No, I was in Destin last week.
And then you were in Destin last week.
You were in Destin last week.
I was in Destin.
It's been like 4 weeks. Pretty close to
Welcome back to the monthly follow-up podcast.
Well, you know.
It's been a minute.
No. We did, I guess it was the week before.
I don't know.
Sushi, Sex, and Subtitles.
Did we? I guess we did.
Maybe. It was 3 weeks ago.
I feel like it was a little longer than that, but, here we are.
Well, here we are. So, it ain't like we're doing nothing.
We're a little busy. We got a few things going on here at TC.
Well, what people don't know is we could pre-record some of these and post them like they're weekly, but we don't do that.
No.
We don't do that.
We want it to be organic.
We come and bring a real week worth of discussion. Because of that, sometimes we're not here, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say to y'all.
If you've been missing out on the podcast, we're very sorry.
Go watch an old one or listen to an old one.
Oh, man. Sushi, Sex, and Subtitles, round 3. This was week 3.
How many weeks are we going?
5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we have 2 more.
Oh, cool.
It's going fast.
Round 3, week 3.
Round 3, week 3.
It's our yearly relationship
series.
I almost said.
Every year I think I'm going to change the title. Everyone's like, don't change the title. Next year we got to do shirts for the series. Just like Sushi, real small, Sex, real big, and then Subtitles, real small.
Well, I think some people probably don't know what it means.
Right.
I mean,
no,
it doesn't.
Funny.
I mean,
what would be funny is if you put subtitles on the shirt, but you put it in parentheses like it's a subtitle. That would be funny.
That would be funny.
Justin wouldn't wear it.
I would not wear that.
What if it was a polo?
No. With stuff on it?
No.
Little condom pack right here. Just kidding.
No, I'm definitely not wearing that.
Oh man.
No. But no. So we're there. We're in it. We're in this. We're in the series.
We're in it. We're doing it.
We're in a silly mood today.
We are in a very silly mood today.
I just got here, literally.
Literally just walked in the door. I walked in the door 5 minutes before he did. And we're here. We're here to kill the game.
Yes.
Right, John?
It's a busy week. I got so much to do.
And we're lucky you carved out time for these amazing people.
We did.
And we are grateful for you.
Well, I'm grateful too.
Yeah. So, well, it was a good week. We're coming off a good Sunday. Start of spring break. Time change, all that stuff meant some people were watching from home. But
I feel like the time just changed.
Yeah. I mean, it did back in September.
Yeah, it did.
Like 6 months ago.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah.
I don't know when time change happened. I literally know the week of. And I'm
September
like, oh, that's happening right now.
September is not correct.
Is October?
It's later than that.
Is it later than that?
It's October. Maybe October?
I just think it's stupid.
Look it up. Oh, absolutely. We should do away with it. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, it's got to be around. It's got to be around then. October, November.
We need to
Let's have a look.
We need to get rid of it.
Second Sunday in March, first Sunday in November. At 2 a.m. My dad told me a story. He was in the Bronx, New York, and they were living in an apartment. And they were trying to go to sleep one Saturday night. And the music of the lady below them was blaring loud. So loud. And finally, he's like, I couldn't sleep. He went down there and knocked on the door. And he was like, what are you doing? Like, you got to turn the music down. She's like, I'm trying to keep myself awake till 2 a.m. so I can set my clocks back.
No.
Dead serious.
That's some John Sapp type stuff.
No, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was time. Well, now we don't have to redo our clocks. The phones just do it automatically.
Yeah. Do you remember being younger and having the anxiety of like, did I set the clock right? Like,
no.
You don't remember that?
Nope.
I remember being like
I always knew I did it right.
Well, all right.
I mean, how hard is it to go up an hour or down an hour?
Well, no, like certain, you know, like I don't know if you remember. Back in the day, we used to have a lot of clocks in our house. We had like the clock over the fireplace, and the clock on the oven, and the clock in the microwave, the clock here, and the clock there. And I was like, before I was going to bed, I was like, there would be one or two that were not changed yet, and I'd be like, oh god, like which one is which? And then I like couldn't sleep good because I was like, man, am I going to be late for work like the next day? Like,
no, I was only in charge of the one in my room. Where my alarm was. I mean, if the clock over the fireplace makes you late for work, then you're doing life wrong.
Maybe. I might have been doing life wrong. I don't know.
I mean, how you going to tell your boss that? The clock on the microwave was wrong.
No, that's why I didn't want to. So I was like, I'd
be like, the clock
early.
on the microwave, like.
I remember when we were kids, when me and Tommy were kids, we got a new alarm clock for our bedroom. It had a remote control snooze button.
That's stupid.
I was like, I might as well not even set the alarm then, because I'm that bad boy.
I miss the old alarm clocks.
Yeah, bro, you like sleepwalk in the morning and like turn it off and get back in bed.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's like been a post-COVID thing, right? Not that COVID made you sleepwalk, but I mean, like, since COVID, you've had a hard time sleeping and you feel like...
Getting up, I can't do it. It's hard. I don't know what the deal is. Unless I know I have something to do. Right. Which is really weird. Like, on Fridays, sometimes I'm a little late, but I have that 7 a.m. small group thing I do on Fridays, and I'm up for that because I know I got to be out of my house at 6:45. Like, it's just weird how that works. I wish I could... It's like I try to tell myself that every day you have to do it. Like there's something, but my brain knows that it's some days I don't have an appointment that early.
Your brain's like, nah, bro. Yeah, we're not doing this today.
Weird, but I do have a hard time, so I miss the old alarm clocks. You know, of course, the old alarm clock. If you still get back in bed, that's the hard part. The hard part is my alarm wakes me up. It doesn't wake me up enough to wake me up, and I kind of turn it off, and then let me lay back down for a second. Big mistake.
You need to get like an Alexa.
I have a HomePod.
Connect it to like a sound bar in your living room.
Oh, no.
Boy, just start ripping early in the morning.
My thermostat. I have the Echo Bee or whatever, smart thermostat. It has an alarm on it. I have to get up and go. And I still sometimes.
Wow. Alarms just be... You set them all 5 minutes apart.
I'm telling you, it's rough.
That's pretty bad.
It's bad. No, so now I have to get up and walk out of my room and hit it. But I'm like doing it in my sleep almost, like half sleepwalking. It's a problem. Anyways.
Sounds like it.
So it is a nice thermostat, though. I didn't install it, but I bought that not that long ago.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyways,
well, right on. Well, yeah.
What's going on today,
man? You know, just doing stuff. Had meetings all day, so and
weather sucks today,
dude. Weather is trash today, and it kind of has me like in a kind of.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could go home type of mood.
Oh,
you know.
Absolutely.
I'd be useless.
Yeah. I don't yeah, that's the why I don't know if I should go home. I'd be sitting in my office asleep at the house.
It's just one of those days, which I think are good. You know, I think the whole world's changed. You know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and there's this advertisement. I can't remember the name of it now, but there's a podcast that's coming out, a different podcast that is, there's companies that are exploring 4-day work weeks. So they did like a whole podcast on it. And I'm just interested in that kind of stuff. You know, it's like, how just things are, I think how COVID accelerated things, but now with remote work and, you know, 4-day work weeks and just all this different kind of stuff, you know, it's like there's so much companies, businesses, whatever, learned through COVID. You know, actually a lot of people are more productive. A lot of companies are seeing their productivity go up because people are remote.
Absolutely.
Not down. And I think the it's counterintuitive because you would think it would go down because people are at home. But it's like, man, there is something to allowing people to work when they want to work.
Yeah.
When they're good.
Well, yeah.
You know, and the way we do work now is like if you're fast and efficient, you're punished.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah.
You know, because if me and John are given, if we work in a cubicle and we both do, especially if it's that kind of work, you know, and I'm way faster than John, we get the same amount of work, and I just happen to be faster than John. Which I would be if this was a real scenario. just kidding. I don't know. No, but why do I got to sit there till 5 if I could be done by 2?
No, yeah, 100%.
But you don't. You have to sit there. So what happens is the good fast people slow down to eat their time up. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just all
absolutely.
It's stupid. You know, but you got some people leaving at 2:00 because they're done, and then the people who aren't are like, well, I'm working more. It's like you're working longer, but you're not working more.
Right.
They just happen to be efficient or you know. So it's like that whole thing is all that's changing, and I think it should. You know, I think you know, we it's kind of different for us. We're a church, so even on our staff we operate differently than that. Yeah. But you know, I like business stuff, so that kind of stuff interests me.
Yeah.
You know, and how that works. But you know, I mean, but we work remote a little bit. Like today, I didn't because I had a lunch meeting way across town, actually at the beach, and I live downtown. I didn't want to drive from my house downtown to here toward the west side, back to the beach for lunch, back to makes no sense. So I took my laptop home.
Not with the gas at $4.29 a gallon.
Yeah, so I took my laptop home, and this morning I'm at the house until I go to lunch.
Yep.
Sometimes I go usually I get out of my house just because of I don't like to be at my house doing work, but like I'll go to Bagel Heads or a coffee shop or whatever. But you know, like if I'm on a computer anyways.
Right.
Whether I'm here or there, it doesn't matter. No, you know.
Well, I think like we were ahead of I mean, even pre-COVID, we kind of like, man, if you need to be somewhere else, if you're better, like today for us, like if we were like, man, I just being in this office is I'm not doing well. Like
mental health.
Yeah. Grab your laptop, go to a Starbucks or a coffee guy for us. Or whatever, and go work from somewhere else. If that can help you, like, get the juices flowing, like, and be better, it's like go do.
Because the most important thing is being productive.
Go get outside,
especially in our world.
Get in the sun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff like that, you know. So
yeah, I can't wait to be doing that more.
Yeah,
if we can.
We got to get that little area set up. But anyways, I don't know how we got off on this, but
we were just talking about.
You know, well, and our offices, you know, when we were on W Street, we had a lot of windows.
Yep.
You know, we each had windows in our office. John, over where you sat. Well, at one point you were in that office and you were like in a dark hole, but when y'all were all out together, there was that wall of windows.
Yeah.
You'd be shocked how much that helps. But here, you know, we don't have windows. So it's like you kind of get in your, you know, it's like, man, I need to get out for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways,
yeah.
So that's what's going on around here this week. Got a lot.
So if you're still with us, we've been going and going, man. So let's talk about Sunday.
Let's talk about it.
Sunday was good. Sunday was a good day. Oh, we started talking about that's why we were talking about time
Daylight
change and all that stuff.
I didn't even realize that. I got to church. Someone said something, and I was like, "That's why I felt so tired getting up."
Yeah. So, but time change and spring break and all that stuff. So, but it was good, man. It was we sermon called "I Don't Want No Scrubs."
Yep. Like TLC.
I don't want no scrubs.
That's an old song right there.
Yeah, it is.
Just before your time, John. It is, though. You know it, but it is before your time.
Yeah. What year was that come out?
Wait, what year was it?
I'm looking.
Bro, I must have probably been like 9th grade. What year did you guys?
I remember watching it on VH1 or whatever it was.
Released in 1999.
I was 8 years old.
Right, this is before your time. An 8-year-old wouldn't have been listening to that when it come out.
My sister was, so I listened to it.
Yeah.
My sister's y'all's actually she's a year older than y'all. So
hold on, a year older than me or a year older than Justin? That's not the same.
It's not.
Now that I'm 35, I have to start clarifying. How old are you now,
Justin? 36?
36.
She's the same age as you.
Okay. Well, just so we're
so
clear.
she was listening to it, and I heard it, and then we'd watch it on VH1 or whatever.
VH1.
That's how you know it's beyond your time, because it would have been on MTV when it was fresh.
If it was, when it was
and
new.
VH1 got that couple-year-old stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't want no scrubs.
Yep.
A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. That sounded weird.
I was like,
that's the song.
Yeah. If you need to go look
if you're
at
an
those
old
lyrics.
person and don't know the song, that's a song lyric. That wasn't me.
Yeah, that's not Justin's feelings.
Yeah.
It's a song. TLC. It's 3 girls in a group. Just so we're clear, we wanted to clear that up. So,
yeah.
But yes, I don't want no scrubs. And essentially on Sunday, what we were talking about is this idea that, and it was kind of a message kind of catered towards single people, but anybody could get something out of it. You know, every time we do Sushi, Sex, and Subtitles, we try to deal with the person, we try to deal with relationships, and then we try to deal with singleness and like what people can be, how people can be seeing God's journey for them through being single. You know what I mean? Then we deal with marriage and so on. And so this was kind of the single message, even though, again, it applies for everyone. The basic idea being that a lot of times we feel like how we're experiencing life is inferior or inadequate. But the reality is we're just in process.
That's good.
Right. And so, yeah. So, I mean, we can break those down a little bit, but that's the basic. And we use the story of the woman with the issue of blood to kind of help tell this story as we're unpacking it. Again, we say it every week that we have the podcast. We say, go back and listen to or watch the sermon.
To get all the little...
get all the...
nuances.
Nuances.
All the stuff.
But essentially, the first thing that I kind of explained was like, being where you are may not be up to you, but staying there is. Right? And so...
or, even if it's not... Even if staying there isn't up to you either, how you respond to while you're there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yes, but yes.
Yeah, when I say being where you are, I don't mean single or married or whatever. I mean like mentally, how you feel about you.
Yeah.
That is up to you. You can start taking steps to change how you see you, understanding how God sees you, et cetera. So yeah. First one we talked about was inferior. Mm-hmm. We talked about insecurities and how insecurities can just wreck some people, bro. Like,
that's why you shouldn't have them. Solve that problem.
Yeah, like I said, being where you are may not be up to you, but staying. No, yeah, absolutely. No, this feeling of like not being good enough. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And essentially kind of what we were honed in on is this idea. It's like, when we don't feel good enough, like, we're not worth it, or I'm not good enough at, or just any of those things. Like, I feel inferior. And a lot of that's comparison. Like, we even talked about the comparison trap on Sunday, where it's just like, man, you get stuck, like, measuring yourself up in your accomplishments or your degree or your career field or whatever to like what everyone else is doing.
Right.
And it's so easy to find yourself in that place.
Very easy.
So,
you forget so much when you do that. Like, you forget that, that person you're comparing yourself to may have been doing that thing for 20 years working at that, or is just graced and gifted for it. Maybe you're not. You know, there's so much.
Yeah. Let me pause for a second and say, actually, the comparison thing was the inadequacy, not inferiority. But nonetheless, it all kind of molds together for this particular podcast. No, what I talked about with inferiority was overcompensation.
Yeah.
How you overcompensate in key areas of your life because you don't feel like you're good enough in the other areas of your life. That's what we talked about with inferiority. So
that's good.
Clearing that up. Sorry.
All right.
Then we talked about inadequacy, which we talked about comparison, because inadequacy deals with your identity. So inferiority, I feel like I'm inferior compared to everybody else. And since I'm not as good as those people over there, let me become better at the things that I can be better at, since I'm not as good at the things that I wish I was good at. Inadequacy is an identity problem. So now we're just dealing with the person. It's not that I'm not good enough, it's that I'm just not enough. And that's what we deal with when inadequacy, and that's when we fall into comparison. I'm not enough compared to that person, or I'm not enough compared to that, like, and so on.
Yeah.
So, and
then in process.
In process, man.
That's where we're at. It's the joy of the journey.
The joy of the joy. Where is the joy, Justin? It's in the journey.
Joy's in the journey.
The glory
is in the grind.
It's in the grind.
The prize. It's in the process.
So,
John, do you have one you want to throw in?
I got the joy down in my heart.
Okay.
Where?
Down in my heart.
Where?
But not Jesus. He's not in my heart.
No.
Where is he?
He's at the right hand of God.
Right hand of the Father. Interceding on our behalf. So who is in your heart? Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
Anyways, there's some theology 101 for some of you cats. Moving on. Yeah. So in process, I'm just being worked on, right? And so yeah.
There's a Christian word for that.
Sanctification.
Sanctified.
I'm being sanctified. I'm in the process. I'm being made like Christ. I ain't there yet, but I am on my way.
That's important to always remember that, though.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and because you're never going to get there.
Right.
Fully.
No, yeah, absolutely. You
never do. Right. I mean, you get closer and closer to they quote unquote there, but you never do.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what one of the things we talked about, Philippians 1:6. And I'm certain that God who began the good work. We broke this down on Sunday. Like, I believe God who began the good work in us, began, past tense. It's already happened. It's already started. He began something, so he started something, right? It says, will continue his works. That means it's going to be ongoing. He's going to continue it. And then it goes on to say, until it's finally finished on the day that Christ returns. In other words, like, if you haven't fallen in love with the fact that this is an ongoing journey for the rest of your life, some might call it an infinite game. An infinite game, if you haven't accepted the infinite game mentality, then you will always be frustrated with the fact that all of life is a process and the destination doesn't exist.
That's right.
So,
and
it's good.
And when you can wrap your head around that,
yeah,
it changes a lot of things. It makes a lot of stuff fun.
Yeah.
That maybe you didn't think of as fun.
If you want to check out a book on something like that, The Infinite Game.
Is it down there?
No, start with Y's down there.
The Infinite Game. Simon Sinek.
Infinite Game.
Fantastic book.
Yeah, it's great. So, yeah. And so we talked about 3 addictions or 3 traps that you want to stay out of while you're in process that'll keep kind of bringing you back into another place. The first one, the destination addiction, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get there. And I asked a question on Sunday, and I'll ask it on the podcast, because maybe you haven't listened to it and you're not going to. But I'll ask you now. If you're constantly trying to get there, my question to you is, where is there?
It's a very good question.
Where is it? Because so many people are chasing this false figment of their imagination that when they finally get to blank destination, they'll feel better about themselves. They'll feel like they're successful. They'll feel accomplished. They'll feel good. They'll They'll finally take a vacation. They'll finally, love their spouse better. They'll finally spend more time with their kids. If I could just get to, and the reality is most people can't even define where there is, let alone realize that they probably won't ever obtain it.
The flip side is, even if you do define it, it's
a false summit.
If anything, it's arbitrary.
Yep.
Because if you don't reach quote unquote there, then you feel like you're not successful, but you picked it.
Right. You picked it.
So it's like now I'm not saying you shouldn't set goals and there be benchmarks or nothing like that, but that's good. And I think a lot of this and a lot of messages, so much of who this is talking to may depend on your personality type a little bit in certain areas, but that destination one is something more like my personality type struggles with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always about a future tense. It's always about a future place, thing, time. It's always later. It's always there. You're trying to obtain something.
Yeah, the chase, the pursuit.
The chase, right. Yeah. Which is why I fell in love with like the idea of the infinite game, because when you, at the end of the day, you have to determine, am I in love with the place that I'm going, or actually do you actually just love the journey of trying to get there?
Right.
And I think that's where I've fallen more, is actually that part.
Yeah.
Which is freeing in a lot of ways. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, even in that, I think, the idea that I know you, maybe you can feel free to give me your feedback on this, but like, if I feel like for me, if I can reach it, was it big enough?
Yeah.
So like this location, this destination, like, all right, but if I can reach it, and I have more in me, more energy, more passion, more desire, more drive than it took to get there, was it big enough?
Yeah.
And now I got to set a higher bar.
Right.
Now it's like, now the bar, I don't reach the bar and then celebrate. And I'm like, man, that was so great. And then like high five some people and sit down. Once I reach the bar, the only thing I can do now is look up for the next bar that I set, which is a new destination. That's why it's an addiction. You're constantly trying to get to the next one, get to the next one, get to the next one. And most people can't even define what success is for them, A. B, they definitely can't measure it. So if you can't define it and you can't measure it, how could you ever obtain it? Right? And that's the kind of stuff that'll drive you crazy, man.
Yeah.
So
and that'll get you off track. I mean, you'll forget.
You'll lose track of the process.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good.
So, so a question we asked in that, are you wishing your life away because you're not where you think you should be? And I just wish I was wherever. You know? So, yeah, man. And then there's the progress addiction.
Yes.
Being addicted to progress. Because some seasons don't make that much progress.
That's right.
We're in one right now.
We are.
The church is growing, which is great. But the things that, particularly you and I, the church is doing well, but you and I have our attention set on some very specific things that it's kind of out of our control at this point.
It definitely is.
Like, we're waiting on other people to give us what we need from them, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, me and you are just like...
Not a whole lot you can do about it. I mean,
so it's like we got plenty of other stuff to work on, but it's super frustrating. Yeah. And it's like, man, if you get too committed to the progress addiction, it'll slow down what God's trying to do for you right now in the process. And like, sometimes God slows down progress for the sake of process. You need to shore up your systems. You need to shore up your personal life. There's some things you need to get right about your process before God gives you more progress.
It's good.
So, are you letting your lack of progress stop you in the process? That's a question we posed. Then number 3, affirmation addiction. I feel like this is a big one.
Yeah.
Where you start looking for other people to affirm you and validate you and tell you you're good enough and tell you you're beautiful and tell you, and there's nothing wrong with those things happening. We all feel better when someone says good job.
Sure.
But when we're so addicted to the affirmation that we let it disrupt our process, and we'll quit the right things to do good things because people compliment the good things even though it's not part of our process of the right things, that is super dangerous. You want to be careful of that.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, are you looking for people to fix what they weren't responsible for breaking? Is a question we asked on Sunday. That's a big one.
And I thought, you know, when I heard that on Sunday, I thought of like, and I could be wrong, but I felt like you were talking to in relationships there.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know, like to people, you know, like like spouses or something, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like you want your husband. Are you expecting your husband to try to fix something that your, you know, ex-husband broke?
Yeah,
essentially.
Well, and particularly, you know, because I was trying to lean a little bit into the single vein, which is like, are you looking for someone to, you know, even single ladies, are you looking for a man to fix what your father broke? Or, you know what I mean? Like, fellas, are you looking for a woman to fix what, you know, your mother or a sister or even an ex or whatever? Or for the single people that are out there, are you going from relationship to relationship to relationship because you're refusing to deal with the whatever it is inside of you that needs to be dealt with? So you, as soon as the person, because every relationship gets to this place where it goes from like lovey-dovey compliments all the time to just doing life together. And I see a lot of young people, I say young, sub 40, like I see a lot of people in relationships that when they get to that phase of the relationship, they just kind of lose interest. And it's like, well, yeah, you were addicted to this person's affirmation. You didn't love the person necessarily. You just love what they gave you, and now they're not giving it to you, and you don't know what to do anymore because you got to deal with that. So yeah, I mean, that's hard, but that's hard for people, man. And when you can accept your own process, then that's different, right? That's even what we said in the notes, is like, if we can't give ourselves grace in our process, we'll never give it to others in theirs.
Right.
So.
Because they're on one too. They're in one too.
Boy, howdy. My wife is definitely in a process.
You know?
She'll probably put a comment under this video to let me know. So.
We can delete it.
Yeah, absolutely. So go check out the whole sermon, but that's the general gist of it.
That's good. And we got part 4. You said
part 4 Sunday? Coming up this Sunday. It's gonna be good.
Are we dropping a title yet?
The next episode.
The next episode.
Yep. Not as in the next episode of our podcast. You'll find out. The title of the next sermon is the next.
Hopefully,
episode.
We'll be back to talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be great with another episode. Sorry. Boom. So yeah, no, it was good. So it's so good. John almost got saved.
We're almost.
Almost.
We're almost coming out of season 1 of this year with groups and everything. That's coming up in a couple weeks, I think. Yep. Into March.
Well, technically, end of April. April is the off month.
Oh yeah, into March for the groups at the end. We'll kind of be in an off month for April for a few weeks. So that'll be fun.
Yep. Easter's right around the corner.
Oh yeah, Easter.
Easter egg hunt.
We're in prep right now for.
Are we ever?
The Easter egg hunt
and the Easter services.
Yes.
John's been walking around filming some videos on his phone.
We're gonna do 3 services.
3 services. 8:30, 10, and 11:30.
Yep. 8:30, 10, 11:30.
You're gonna need to pick your service time.
Pick it.
So.
Pick your time.
Pick your time.
That's gonna be a long day.
It wasn't that bad last year.
Maybe preparation.
We didn't do it like that last year.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe preparation for what's coming.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did. I have the times and everything.
John has the artwork.
Indeed, sir.
We did 3 services.
3 services last year.
You're so wrong.
All right. Well, all the graphics and all the postered printed stuff and everything else was all wrong last year.
You know he'll believe that.
Yeah,
very well. He'll believe he's right and everything else is wrong. You know he'll believe that. Yeah.
You got to remember, we've been in the building for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been right out a year since Easter last year, since probably about 11 months. So
yeah.
So yeah.
Did we really do 3 services last year?
We did. Yeah. We did 3 services.
We changed the times.
I don't really remember it, but I'm sure we did.
Huh?
Did we change times?
What do you mean?
We changed service times?
Yeah, I mean, we did the 8:30, 10, and 11:30.
Cool.
I sure don't remember that at all.
Well, there you have it. So, well,
interesting.
Question of the day. Are we ready?
Well, what is it?
It's Justin's favorite part.
Questions for Justin.
That's all y'all got?
No.
Sorry, we'll be better.
Yeah.
What do you think there are more of in the world? Doors or wheels?
I just saw this the other day, dude. I don't know where I came across it, but somebody was, I don't know if it was like a Jimmy Fallon or somebody. I don't remember who it was, but.
What do you think there's more of, doors or wheels?
That's a good one. I don't know.
The argument was more wheels.
I'd say probably wheels.
Yeah, but man, there's a lot of doors.
A lot of doors out there.
Like just this building alone.
It's a lot of doors.
A lot of doors.
There's a lot of cars, though.
Yeah, but a lot of cars have 4 doors.
Yeah.
The one that got me, though, is I saw an argument, and they were like, what about shopping carts? And I was like, ooh, that's a good one. Cause that's
Hot Wheels cars.
Hot Wheels cars, where some of them got doors.
But yeah.
It's not a door if it don't open.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's
Some
true.
of them do.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with wheels.
I do know this. It don't matter. No one cares the answer.
There's a pretty heated discussion online right now.
Heated.
So you know. A lot of very passionate people about doors and wheels, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot of, motorbikes with no doors on them in these like countries like India and stuff. There's a billion people in India riding on a little scooter.
A billion people in India.
There is.
I could just like picture that. There's all like every single person riding a scooter, filling up the streets.
There is.
All 1 billion.
But all those billion people got to live somewhere too. That's got a door on it. Maybe multiple.
See?
See? So there's that,
Every house, man, has like 8, 10, 12, 20 doors, whatever. How it depends on how big your house. I don't know
how many doors I got. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I must have 9 or 10 in my little townhouse.
Yeah. John, how many doors you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
You got to have more than 7 doors, bro. Closets,
8, 9,
exterior doors.
10, 11.
Let's see, garage.
12.
12 doors, but only 8 wheels.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See?
I don't know.
I
do know I don't care.
Dollhouses?
I do know I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I know. All right, we got 1, 2.
I mean,
2, 3.
It's so insignificant of a question.
6.
The fact that we're using brain power right now to even talk about it.
Yeah, I got a lot of doors at my house. Like 20-something doors in my house. And I don't have that big of a house, for the record. That's just, we have a lot of double doors for no reason. It's like outside. And then a lot of closets. We have the double closet doors.
Yeah.
Boop, boop.
Yeah. No one knows, and it don't matter.
Someone knows.
No one knows.
The Lord.
He don't care about that.
But he does know it, though.
But he's sovereign over the number of wheels and doors that are out there.
Yeah. Hey, did you know on doors, so they used to make them to be like, like the cross? Like, if you look at it, like they like made them into a cross the way that the inlays are. Did you know
What
that?
are you talking about?
You talking about with the raised panels? That's just how the raised panels are. It's a design.
Yeah, but they used to make them into a cross. They don't make them like that
with
anymore.
the 2 little ones and then the long.
It makes a cross. I don't know that they made them into a cross.
That's what I heard on the History Channel.
They made them into crosses. It's a cross at every door. You about to meet Jesus. Or at least the cross.
You about to hear of him at least.
Yeah.
I saw
at least know what the shape is.
I saw a picture on TikTok. It was a cartoon picture out of like a kid's book of Jesus, and Jesus had a cross necklace on. So they were like, "Why is Jesus wearing a cross?"
That's a stupid thing.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, well, why?
A cross necklace.
Yeah,
had much less meaning before.
They were makes you think that it wasn't Christians who wrote that Christian book. They were trying to make it so Christian. They even put a cross necklace on Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think people wear as jewelry the torture tool that kills them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds ludicrous.
Only in modern time, only in America do we make jewelry out of torture tools.
Jewelry.
I get it. It's like, but it's like Catholics sure love the cross. No offense to all the Catholics, but golly.
You were one.
I was.
You can do whatever you need to say.
I get it. It is a symbol. They love a crucifix, even with Jesus up on that dang thing. Like, he ain't there no more. Number one. But, you know, I get the symbolism of the cross. Don't get me wrong. I'm just, only like in our times do we wear it as jewelry.
Yeah.
Like, wow. It really was a torture. I mean, it was the Roman states.
It's like the equivalent of wearing like a guillotine.
Or electric chair or something.
Jesus.
What was it?
That got dark.
Well, I'm just saying it was that was the way the Roman state executed people.
Yeah, fair enough.
Know, it was like,
yeah.
Andy Mineo said in one of his songs, he was like, rocking Jesus pieces, wearing stuff you don't believe in.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Wild Things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that song.
I want to be where the wild things are.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Want to be where the wild things
are. So if your picture of Jesus in your house that's him wearing a cross, please take that down. Please. For the love of God himself, take that down.
That's funny because, you know, the love of God. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, right on, man.
Yeah, all right then. Well, and if he looks like, you know, Fabio, you know,
or that too.
If your picture of Jesus
white.
has blue eyes and flowing hair.
He's holding a lamb.
Yeah.
You riding a horse on a beach.
You might want to go ahead and get you a new picture. But that's just my opinion. Because if that's what you're looking for one day.
I think the thing that gets me the most is seeing every once in a while on social media, especially Facebook, you start seeing the rounds of the Jesus picture, and everyone's like, share if you love Jesus.
But it's like Obi-Wan.
And it's Ian McGregor or whatever. And like all these old people are sharing.
Oh, it's great.
Sharing Ian McGregor.
It's great.
No offense to the older people.
Yeah.
I got to say that.
No offense to the old people.
It's pretty offensive. Just kidding.
No, that is hilarious, bro. It's so good.
Yeah.
What we're trying to say is he ain't white. Like us. The three of us. He ain't going to be.
Word?
He's not Caucasian.
Well, that's
of European descent.
Eastern European. Yeah, that is not. He is not.
He is not of European descent.
Yeah. No doubt.
So.
But that's a different podcast.
Different.
For a different day.
He's of
and maybe a different crowd. Yeah. So.
But you still love him, and you should.
Yeah, and
don't love him less because he's not of Eastern descent. We need to go before I say something to get me in trouble.
Yeah. So.
Turn them all the way down.
And I'm back.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But we got stuff to do. So we're gonna go work. Justin, if
my goodness,
something just happened over there.
The Spirit of the Lord is in this place.
I don't know what just happened, but anyways.
What fell for real? All right, we'll figure it out.
After this podcast, someone thinks to themselves, I have to know more about this place.
Why wouldn't you, of course?
Where would they get such information?
Easy. TransformationChurch.com or Instagram and Facebook at Transformation Pensacola and on YouTube.
So there you go. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys probably next week.
Yes.
Maybe the week after, whatever, for another week, whatever week that might be. Another sermon and another podcast.
That's right.
We'll see you guys later.
Later.